Everyone thinks they know Stephen Curry, the smiling superstar, the human highlight reel, the man who turned three-pointers into a weapon the whole league fears. But what if I told you that the Stephen Curry you see today almost never existed? What if I told you that behind every deep three, every record-breaking moment, every MVP trophy, there's a hidden story the NBA rarely talks about? Because long before Curry became the face of a basketball revolution, he was fighting a battle that could have ended his career before it even started. Coaches doubted him. Scouts ignored him. Analysts laughed at the idea that a skinny kid with ankle problems could survive in the NBA. And for a moment, even Curry wasn't sure if his body would ever allow him to become the player he knew he could be. But then, something unbelievable happened. A transformation so intense, so unexpected, so shocking, that it didn't just save his career. It changed the entire direction of the NBA. This is the part of Stephen Curry's journey the cameras never showed. The moment everything changed. And once you understand this transformation, you'll never look at Curry the same way again. Before Stephen Curry became the man who destroyed traditional basketball and rewrote the NBA rulebook, he was known for something completely different. Doubt. Not from fans, not from haters online, but from the very people who decide whether a player even deserves a chance. From the moment he stepped into competitive basketball, Curry was judged by his size, not his skill. He wasn't tall enough, not strong enough, too thin, too fragile, too risky. Scouts praised his shooting touch but doubted everything else. They believed he didn't have the body to survive elite-level basketball, let alone dominate it. In high school, Curry wasn't the automatic star. He didn't get recruited by major colleges. Big programs passed on him because they didn't want to waste scholarships on a skinny guard who they thought would get bullied by stronger, faster players. Even when he found his way to Davidson, people said he would crumble against bigger competition. Yet, every step of the way, Curry kept proving them wrong, but the world still wasn't convinced. Then came the ankle injuries. The moment that nearly ended everything. Curry's ankles betrayed him so often that analysts openly questioned if Golden State had drafted a mistake. Some even said he should be traded before his value collapsed. Imagine being young, hungry, talented, and hearing experts say your career might already be over. Curry felt the pressure. He felt the fear. But he also felt something stronger. Belief. Deep down, he knew he wasn't done. He knew something had to change. This wasn't just about surviving anymore. It was about transforming into a player no one could doubt. Again. And that's where the insane transformation truly begins. Stephen Curry's transformation didn't start with shooting drills, highlight plays, or even strategy. It started with something far more basic, his body. After years of fighting ankle injuries, Curry reached a breaking point. He realized that unless he completely rebuilt himself from the ground up, his NBA dream would collapse. What happened next became one of the most shocking physical transformations in basketball history. Curry didn't just start training harder, he started training smarter. Instead of traditional heavy lifting, he focused on strengthening every small muscle that affected his balance, core stability, and footwork. His entire body was redesigned for movement, quickness, and efficiency. Trainers introduced him to resistance band workouts, single-leg exercises, and ankle reinforcement routines most NBA players never used. These exercises weren't flashy. They weren't loud. But they were the foundation of something unstoppable. He rebuilt his ankles from scratch, focusing on mobility, flexibility, and strength. He spent hours working on stabilizing muscles that normal players ignored. Soon, Curry wasn't just preventing injuries. He was creating a body perfectly engineered for the style of basketball nobody had seen before. His core became stronger. His balance became elite. His footwork became sharper. Suddenly, Curry could stop, plant, and rise into a shot faster than defenders could react. He could dribble through traffic without losing control. His release got quicker because his body was finally stable enough to support it. But the most shocking part wasn't the workouts themselves. It was the transformation in his confidence. As his body improved, his mind unlocked. He trusted his ankles. He trusted his movement. He trusted each step, each cut, each explosive moment. For the first time, Curry felt unbreakable. The player who was once labeled too fragile was now moving with the speed, balance, and precision of a world-class athlete. This wasn't just training, it was reinvention. And the league had no idea what was coming next, because this new version of Stephen Curry wasn't just healthy, he was becoming unstoppable. Stephen Curry's physical transformation was only half the story. What truly turned him into a generational force was the evolution of his skills and the mindset that powered them. Because once Curry rebuilt his body, he didn't just return to the court, he came back with a completely new way of thinking about basketball. And this mentality became the engine behind one of the most shocking skill leaps the NBA had ever seen. Curry didn't practice like other players. While most focused on strength or size, Curry obsessed over precision. He practiced shooting from every angle, every distance, every situation, off balance, contested, fading sideways. Sprinting full speed, he trained for shots that most players would never even attempt in a real game. And because of that, those impossible shots became routine for him. He would take hundreds of threes after practice, and thousands more throughout the week. He developed a lightning-fast release, a shot so quick that defenders had no chance to react. But what made Curry truly terrifying was his range. He didn't limit himself to the three-point line, he extended it. 10 feet behind it, 15 feet behind it. Half-court wasn't a desperation attempt anymore. It became a weapon. But behind all this skill was a mindset built on fearlessness. Curry understood that changing the game meant taking risks other players wouldn't dare take. Every deep three he shot was a message. I'm breaking the rules of basketball. And every time the ball swished through the net, defenders lost a little more confidence while Curry gained more power. His evolution wasn't just physical or technical, it was psychological. Curry didn't want to fit into the old NBA. He wanted to redefine it. And with every step-back three, every impossible shot, every fearless moment, he did exactly that. When Stephen Curry unleashed his new version onto the NBA, the league never saw it coming. Teams were built around size, strength, and dominating the paint, but Curry shattered that system overnight. His transformation didn't just improve his game. It sent shockwaves through the entire basketball world. Suddenly, defenders couldn't guard him. If they stepped back, he hit threes. If they stepped up, he blew past them. If they double-teamed him, he split the defense with ball handling so tight it looked like the ball was part of his hands. Coaches tried trapping him, switching on him, chasing him full court. Nothing worked. Curry's new skill set made every defensive system obsolete, but the real shock wasn't just his scoring, it was how he changed basketball strategy forever. Teams redesigned their offenses to copy him. Coaches rewrote playbooks. Players started extending their shooting range because they realized that the old style of basketball was dead. Curry didn't just change a game, he forced the league to evolve. And fans felt the impact too. Arenas erupted every time he crossed half court because they knew he was already in range. Kids around the world imitated his shooting form, his confidence, his limitless range. A new generation didn't want to dunk, they wanted to shoot like Curry. This was the impact of his transformation. Not just winning games, not just breaking records, but redefining what basketball could even look like. Curry didn't just transform himself, he transformed the sport. Stephen Curry's journey is more than a story about basketball. It's a story about breaking limits that were never meant to define him. From being doubted for his size, ignored by major programs, questioned by analysts, and nearly broken by injuries to becoming the most influential player of his generation, Curry proved that transformation isn't just physical. It's mental, emotional, it's driven by belief stronger than fear. His evolution didn't just change his career, it changed the entire sport. He forced the world to rethink what was possible on a basketball court. He inspired millions to believe that skill and hard work could overpower size and strength. And he showed that a single player with the right mindset can spark a revolution today. When Curry pulls up from impossible range or breaks a defender with a quick move, it's not just a highlight. It's a reminder of the journey behind it, the struggles, the rebuild, transformation that no one saw coming. Stephen Curry didn't just rise. He reinvented the game. And his story proves that sometimes the greatest revolutions begin with the people everyone once doubted.